It is Monday, December 8th of 2025. In studio, I'm Dan Ramey, and he is Aaron Glandon. We had hoped to have Mike Smith back with us today, but maybe a little bit later on we'll explain why he's not here. So we'll share that with you in just a matter of minutes. Let's jump right in and see how things are shaping up for our weather. Partly sunny, but cold for today, and due to the fact that we've got winds that are kicking up. Tell you, when you step outside, it may look the part of being 30 degrees, but it feels much colder than that. High today about 31, overnight lows of 16, and then tomorrow cloud cover warming up to 37 degrees or so, and a possibility of some rain and snow mix come Wednesday. High temperatures around 41 degrees. So that's where we stand right now. Coming up in a moment, we'll show you some kids who are enjoying some warmer weather. If you've been following us, you know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But if not, if you're just now tuning in for the first time in the last week or so, you might go, hey, how about that? That's pretty cool. We'll share that with you coming up in a moment. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. Give them a call if you have need for one of those elements. If it's not hot like it's supposed to be, if it's not cold like it's supposed to be, if it's not dry and it's supposed to be, Accurate is the place to call. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Littermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Littermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
My name is Matt Shelton. I am the principal here at Edward Lee McLean High School in Greenfield, Ohio. So McLean's partnership with Adina is very extensive. There's an athletic trainer on our campus every day assisting with students. We also have a physician that works with our football team. The mobile health unit has been significant for a lot of kids in that they might not easily have access to have their immunizations or to get a physical or just to be seen. It's more than just education here at McLean. It's also well-being and focusing on how to live a healthy lifestyle.
If you have an itch for beneficial news that you can use, you can find all that at littermedia.com. We have new news stories for you every day on there, including links to our social media pages, including X, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Litter Media Radio. And on littermedia.com, you can also find our Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School score page by clicking on sports at the top bar and then clicking on Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School score page.
To make it even more convenient, you don't even have to click on it. If you click on sports, it takes you to all the sports stories. But if you just hover your cursor over it, it pops up. The drop-down menu.
So you don't even have to press the button.
That's right. Just kind of hover. Hovering, you're in, as it were. Last night, I stayed up with this. I did what I could to watch and wait. And about 12:35, this happened.
We now would like to introduce the Waverly Marching Tigers, proud ambassadors of the Waverly City School District and the city of Waverly, Ohio. Small town in southern Ohio with a population of less than 5,000 people. Wow.
And of course, this Waverly Tigers Marching Band performing in Hawaii yesterday. They also performed at the USS Missouri and here in the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade on the streets of Honolulu, marking the anniversary of the attack by Japan on Hickam Base and also Pearl Harbor back in 1941. They actually came on screen about 12:35 this morning, so if you missed the parade, that's what was shown there. Now, you might see also a familiar face here as well. She's coming out of the lower right-hand corner, and that is band president Emma Watkins, who this was during the opening ceremony, and veterans for the different branches would stand when they heard their song, and then the kids that were members of the bands, they would walk around and they would put leis around the veterans' heads there. So how about that?
How about that?
But Emma Watkins, I was waiting for the parade to start, not realizing that they had the opening ceremony and all this kind of stuff. Plus, you have to figure in the 6-hour difference.
Right.
And so here I am watching this about 9:30. She appeared on there. And then I stayed with it. And sure enough, about 12:35, here came the Marching Tigers. So it's pretty cool to see kids that you know and kids that you've seen and people that you know, and here they are. How many thousands of miles away is it? I can't remember how far it is. 2,000, 2,500 miles away.
More than that.
So,
do you know what the weather was there yesterday?
Much better than what we have here.
Yeah, I bet. It wasn't that bad yesterday.
Yeah.
But I bet it was better than in Hawaii.
Tigers and their support crew are expected to be back home tomorrow. So it's been fun watching their trip as they find themselves going here and there, representing Ohio over in Hawaii. Now, this came into us just before the show here today. Adina Health providing warm coats to more than 1,700 children. According to counselor at Payne Valley Elementary School, Adriana Detweiler, she says, thanks to our Coats for Kids partnership with Adina Health, our kids are better prepared to come in and learn. Now, since launching its Coats for Kids program back in 2007, this is a pet project of Robin Burno, who was on with us here not long ago talking about this. Adina providers, caregivers, and community supporters have supplied more than 17,200 coats to students in need. And this year's generous response once again ensured that every coat requested by participating schools would be provided, even with coat requests increasing more than 40% over last year. That's incredible. Planning is already underway for the 2026 program, with the expectation that the need will continue to grow. Those interested in making a tax-deductible donation to Adina Health Foundation's Coats for Kid Fund can do so at adina.org/donate, and then select Coats for Kids under the I Want to Support menu to make a difference in a child's life.
Yeah. The Wreaths Across America program had their wreaths arrive this morning, and you missed it.
Yeah, and here's why I missed it. I was told that the truck will arrive between 10:30 and 11, which is why our show has been pushed back. We thought, well, let's make room so we could be there, grab some of the video, and then bring it back to you. When I got there, I'm talking to 3 of the DAR volunteers, and one of them said, well, I showed up at 10:20, and they were already done. I said, what? So the truck showed up early, and they had about 20 volunteers, and they unloaded that truck in like 20 minutes. Yeah. It was like that.
So we don't have any visuals to show
Yes.
you right now, but we can still tell you what's going on.
Yes.
The wreaths arrived this morning at the Chillicothe AMVETS. The wreaths will be laid on the graves of the soldiers buried in Green Lawn Cemetery on Eastern Avenue this Saturday morning. Teresa Reap and Mary Miller from the DAR told us last week that they're still seeking volunteers to help lay the wreaths. So if you can help Saturday morning, call Teresa at 740-253-1067.
That is a great program for your Cub Scout group, your Girl Scout group, church youth group. Gets the kids involved, and they hope to one day, and this is the late Connie Meyer's dream, was to have enough wreaths to cover all of the soldiers in Green Lawn Cemetery, which she's hoping, or was hoping, her plan was by the end of 2026, this time next year, that they would have 3,000 wreaths to be able to lay there. So, again, great effort by the Daughters of the American Revolution, and with the help from the AMVETS as well. Ross County's Kenton Richter making news. He's been named to the Young Ag Professionals State Committee. Richter will serve on the board for the next 2 years. These committee members have a unique agricultural background and wide-ranging expertise and industry knowledge, and will bring fresh ideas and perspectives that will benefit Ohio Farm Bureau members attending the Winter Leadership Experience. Richter owns and operates Buckeye Aerial Application. That's a spray drone business along the Corcoran family farms. Richter was a member of the Ohio State University Collegiate Farm Bureau and currently serves as vice president on the Ross County Farm Bureau board. So hats off to a drone operator. And these drones, have you seen the drones they use to spray fields?
No.
I mean, you've seen the drones that we use.
Yes.
They're nice, these little tabletop toys, it looks like. But these guys, the one that I saw, I could not span my arms across.
Oh, wow.
And they lift off and they do their thing. It's more than a quadcopter. It's a quadcopter on steroids and doing what it can to spray acreage.
Yeah.
Very fantastic. Really cool. So congratulations to Kenton Richter.
Coming up tomorrow afternoon, we'll have a visit with Andrew Hall, director of the Ross County Historical Society, to talk about their annual holiday open house, which is coming up Saturday, December 13th. The junior member program Breakfast with Santa is from 10 a.m. to noon at the Heritage Center, and the holiday open house will follow between 1 and 5 p.m.
Southeastern School's Performing Arts program will host a holiday music concert coming up this Sunday at the Southeastern Cafetorium. The concert will feature the junior high concert band, junior high choir, high school choir, and the high school symphonic band, and special guests, the Great Seal of Ohio Band. The concert starts at 3 p.m. next Sunday.
Looks like that's $5 for adults and $3 for students, and free entry for kids.
Very cool.
Very cool. Western local schools are offering an archery clinic for students in grades 6 through 12 on December 29th. Immediately following this clinic, they'll hold a Q&A session for parents. And for more information, call the school office at 740-493-2514.
There is a huge archery program at Huntington schools, but this is the first I've seen this for Western schools. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. A lot of these kids are offspring of hunters, and hunters like to teach their kids how to go out in the woods with them, and you never know. When we have some apocalypse happen, you may need to go out and hunt for deer on your own.
Yeah.
And so why not teach kids how to do it effectively? And so that's going on down in Latham, Ohio. The 2025-26 Ohio Department of Natural Resources Winter Hike Series is here, offering 48 guided hikes across Ohio's award-winning state parks, including Great Seal, Shawnee, Lake Hope, Deer Creek, Pike Lake, Hocking Hills, among others. You can read more in the story at littermedia.com. On our road report, now through December 20th, both southbound on and off ramps for the US 23 East Main Street interchange will be closed. Southbound US 23 East Main Street, that will be detoured to via US 50, which is going right by our place here on Eastern Avenue, and back to US 23 to the northbound exit ramp for East Main Street. You just have to do a little thinking because if you're thinking you're going to go south from East Main Street, it ain't going to happen.
Right.
It's closed. But if you want to go north, it's open. But if you're coming south, you can't get off there.
Right.
You got to go all the way down to Eastern Avenue and then come back up. It's just a little, it probably takes another 5 minutes to your trip. So keep that in mind. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up today with sports. A lot of things happened over the weekend. We'll share you in a recap. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, where the Skag clearance sale continues as we are jumping into the holidays here. So if you want to have a Skag underneath the tree, put your request in with Santa and make sure Santa gets down to 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. You might have an elf or two that might want to make that purchase for you. You'll be seeing these clearance prices leave quicker than Santa comes and goes when he leaves the toys, because when the inventory is gone, so are the low prices.
And they don't stick around to eat milk and cookies.
No. Well, Scott Mike,
Yeah.
he might do that. But if you want to find out more, simply stop in a Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. Today is Monday. They're only open until 2 p.m., so you can call ahead, 740-773-8826. Hometown Motors Incorporated, your store for the great outdoors. The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology, to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Whenever I first applied for the ArchWiz opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Time for sports, and not everything happened the way a lot of people wanted it to happen. But there were some who did want it to happen this way. The Indiana Hoosiers are Big Ten football champs after beating Ohio State Saturday night 13-10. It's their first championship since 1967, and first outright since 1945.
Wow.
I think they've paid their dues.
Yes.
The Buckeyes slipped to number 2 in the rankings following that loss, and they joined Indiana, Georgia, and Texas Tech, receiving a bye week in the CFP. The Buckeyes will play the winner of Texas A&M and Miami, which is going to be played this weekend. That'll be in the Cotton Bowl, where the Buckeyes will be playing on New Year's Eve. Texas Tech, Indiana, and Georgia will play their bowl games on New Year's Day. The winners advance to play in the semifinals January 8th for the Fiesta Bowl. That's the one the Buckeyes want to get to. And the 9th for the Peach Bowl for the other portion of the bracket. The national championship game is scheduled for January 19th in Miami, Florida.
The Ohio Bobcats are headed to Frisco, Texas to face University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Oh, look at you.
I forgot what the acronym stood for.
It's easier to just say UNLV.
That's true.
That's what everybody calls them.
Oh, okay. UNLV and the December 23rd Scooter Coffee Frisco Bowl. Sounds delicious.
I've never heard of Scooter Coffee.
Me neither. But coffee and this makes me want a Frisco melt from Steak and Shake.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And when I thought Frisco, when I first heard about this, I thought they're going to California. Wait, what's Frisco, Texas? Where is that?
I don't know.
I haven't even looked it up.
I don't know what part of Texas that's in, but it's in Frisco.
It's a big state.
Yes. The high school football championships finished up Saturday night with Wheelersburg falling to Liberty Center in the D5 title game, 35-3. You'll find all the scores on the Haynes Total Healthcare Center high school scoreboard at littermedia.com.
Along with a lot of other scores from over the weekend in regards to our high school athletics. You also find stories on some of our wrestling kids, or swim meet that was held over there. There were some girls basketball games played yesterday too.
Yeah.
So you want to check all of that out on our Haynes Total Healthcare High School scoreboard, available now at littermedia.com. Also just into us a moment ago, and I believe our Mike Smith is putting this together right now, the All-Ohio football teams for Divisions 6 and 7 were released this morning. And you know what? The kids wouldn't know what you were talking about if you put the Roman numerals up like they use for the OHSAA.
Yeah.
So
VI and VII.
VI and VII. So anyway, that's on our website. You'll be able to find all that. Mike's perusing through all the litany of names that are on there. And, of course, tomorrow, I believe, will be Divisions 4 and 5, and then Divisions 1, 2, and 3 probably the day after that. So much more from the All-Ohio coming out this week. The Bengals had a lead, but then they blew it late thanks to a couple of, you don't see this, Joe Burrow back-to-back interceptions on offensive plays. One was a pick six. They went through the kickoff, they come back, and then the next thing you know, a tip pass, and it's intercepted. They're back home after falling to 4-9 on the season now. Buffalo picked up that win, 39-34. They will be back home Sunday with Baltimore. The Ravens fell to the Steelers 27-22 yesterday. The AFC North is just crazy nuts. And this is one that we thought might be one of the stronger divisions heading into the football season this year. The Browns rallied late and needed a 2-point conversion to tie the Titans, who had won only one game going into this. But remember, they almost always almost win. The Browns fell short 31-29. Browns are now one of 5 3-10 teams in the league. They're doing what they can to increase their potential for getting that number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
They'll play in Chicago next Sunday.
I like that this post right here is sponsored by Dude Wipes. That feels right. Ohio Christian University's volleyball. Are you okay over there?
I didn't catch that. Oh, funny.
Ohio Christian University volleyball finished their season as the number 3 team in the NCCAA with a 30-5 record. The Trailblazers fell to Columbia International in the NCCAA tournament semis.
You know what that stands for?
National Christian College Athletics Association. Is that right?
You receive a gold star.
There we go. And I didn't know that. That was a guess.
Yeah, not bad. OSU men's basketball team got a career-high 29 points and 7 rebounds from Chillicothe graduate Brandon Knoll. And it was just an absolute monster of a game for him. 86-82 in the win over Northwestern Saturday. Bucks are now 7-1 on the season, and they will host Illinois tomorrow night, a game you'll be able to see on Peacock. OSU women defeated Northwestern Sunday, 79-70. They will host NKU this coming Thursday night.
The Cavs fall to the Golden State Warriors 99-94 on Saturday. Cleveland is off until this Friday when they travel to Washington to face the Wizards.
And they've kind of been off the last few times they've been out on the floor, too. Can't figure this out.
No. Get it together, Cavs. And the Blue Jackets dropped back-to-back games over the weekend, falling to Florida 7-6 in overtime on Saturday. Then they were shut out Sunday 2-0 by the Capitals. They'll be in Carolina tomorrow night against the Hurricanes.
But they are still 3 games above water, so to speak.
Yes.
So that's a positive. I think they were 8th place in the Eastern Conference in the standings yesterday. Congratulations to Teays Valley wrestler Josh Zimmer. He reached a milestone yesterday, picking up 100 wins. Congratulations to Teays Valley Viking right there. And again, you can see more about all the wrestling that happened over the weekend at littermedia.com. And we are back for basketball tomorrow night as we head to the State House with the New Hope Christian Academy Statesmen hosting Ross County Christian Academy as they go toe-to-toe up in Circleville. And I'm scheduled to go to New Hope today to check out the broadcast location. I've never been on campus. So the last time we did New Hope, a couple of games last year up at Ohio Christian University.
Right.
And so, and interestingly enough, Ross County Christian Academy play their games at OU Chillicothe. So you've got OCU and OUC as spots where they play their games, adding to the acronym confusion.
Right.
But so we'll have this game tomorrow night for you on Litter Media Radio, and we might do their rematch later in the year too. So I think in January they're scheduled to be played here in Chillicothe as well. Fun game last year.
It was.
They played. Speaking of Ross County Christian Academy playing Westfall, and it was a shootout. I think it was like 96-93.
I think it was
like
98 to something.
It was.
Because I remember thinking they're going to hit 100. And
yeah. And
it didn't happen.
So many people are like, oh, it's a Christian school. It's a Christian school that can play basketball.
Yeah.
And so's New Hope. Incredible. So can't wait to see the game tomorrow night. So if you can't be there, tune in. We'll have that for you on Litter Media Radio. All right, coming up in a moment, this date in history.
But first, Litter Quality Propane. Nearly 100 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for this date in history as we turn the clock back to, go get the graphic. This is his workout for the day.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
Roll to the left, come back on stage. 1894, and we celebrate the birth of humorist James Thurber, born this date in Columbus, Ohio. He discovered a love for writing while at Ohio State University.
Ohio State University.
Yes, the Ohio State University. They didn't call it the back then.
But now we do.
But now we do. He and his wife moved to New York, where he worked for the New Yorker magazine. And among Thurber's popular stories and drawing collections, including The Owl in the Attic, The Seal in the Bedroom, My Life in Hard Times, and The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I've seen the movie that had
Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller in it, yeah. Which I thought was an interesting movie.
I've heard good things, but I haven't seen it.
Never read the story, though. So I'm not a well-read individual.
I had a friend in college, and that's his favorite movie.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I've never seen it.
But he's never read the book?
I don't know if he's read the book.
Yeah. I made a determination back, on a vacation. This would have been around 2012, 2013. And I spent, during that vacation, time reading the Dan Brown book, which was...
The Da Vinci Code.
The Da Vinci Code, thank you. I went through it and I thought, man, what a great book. I mean, it had me, it was in the palm of the writer's hand, and I caught the whole thing. I got the message, got everything. I even pictured Tom Hanks as being the main character. Then the movie comes out, and they changed up the ending. And I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm either never going to read a book again or never go to the movies. Which one do you think is going to work out?
Never read a book.
There you go. I have read books since then, but it perturbed me a little bit.
Yeah. I had that experience with the Harry Potter movies because I've read the books.
Yeah.
And recently I rewatched all those movies with my wife, who's never read the books. And she kept asking me questions because there's things in the movies that they just don't explain that only make sense if you read the book. And so she would ask me these questions, and I'd say, well, it's in the book.
Well, and that is a difficult thing because you start watching the movie. I remember I didn't read any of the Harry Potter books, but I was trying my best to figure out, why is this kid living underneath the staircase, and
yeah,
and that sort of thing, and all the backstory stuff that truly needed some type of explanation.
Right.
And that's one thing about The Chosen. We've been watching The Chosen over the last year with our church congregation. And then we have discussion afterwards, and we take notes during the whole thing, and then we go back and forth discussing it. This has been the best adaptation, I think, of anything that we've seen in the New Testament. And now there are bits and pieces that are placed into the writings of The Chosen that are for storytelling reasons.
Right.
But when the writers sit down with this, they ask, is it feasible that this could have happened? And they have some experts, not only from the evangelical side, but also from the Jewish side, because they want to get the Jewish historical value told in the story that way.
Right.
And there are things in there that in our discussion that we've had with our congregation, that had we not learned the Jewish history as to why certain reactions were, watching it wouldn't have made as much sense.
Yeah. And I think if you're going to adapt something like a book, then a TV show is the way to do it instead of a movie. Because movies, you have constraints on how much time you have or things like that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have the opposite problem with The Hobbit, where it's one short book and they make 3 movies out of it that are 3 hours long for no reason.
It is not only mind-numbing, I learned that it's butt-numbing. Because I remember watching the first Lord of the Rings movie, and as we were getting towards the climax of the movie, I'm sitting there thinking, wait a second, there's 2 more stories to go with this. And I'm like, And once you start watching the trilogy, you're expected to. It's unwritten rule, but you're expected to go back and watch the rest of them.
Well, the difference between the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies is the Lord of the Rings movies are really good, and the Hobbit movies are not.
I just, for whatever reason, I can't get into the world of fantasy. I don't know why.
What about Narnia?
Yeah, it didn't do much for me.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't enjoy reading as a child and still don't enjoy reading. I'm probably shortening the expectations of all of our viewers, thinking that, you probably enjoys reading. So I can't even name authors.
Let me go get the book on Dan's desk for you guys.
Now, this was not my selection. This was a book gifted to me by my daughter-in-law for Christmas last year, and I had no other area to leave it because...
The only book that Dan Ramey owns is right here.
Which is not true. I do have a bevy of books at home, but none of them that says jokes that should stink but don't. I'm not even going to begin.
And for our radio listeners, this is a book of potty humor jokes.
Yes, it does. That is the title of the book, Potty Humor, Jokes That Should Stink But Don't, by Brian Boone. Making mom and dad proud.
Yes.
For putting Brian Boone through college to write potty humor. All right, that's it for the program today. We've gone way beyond where we should for the show today, but we appreciate you watching and listening here on Litter Media Radio. We're back at it again tomorrow. We do have a special guest who will be joining us tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll talk about that in depth tomorrow, about farming and that sort of thing. And I think mental health, if the two go together, because farmers sometimes don't have people to talk to about stuff going on in their lives. So I'm going to touch on that, and of course we'll also have Andrew Hall to talk about the Ross County Historical Society's Christmas holiday open house, and Santa's coming to the Heritage Center as well.
Yes, he is.
All right. So until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your Monday. We're back at it again tomorrow on Litter Media Live.